The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Being a young adult and moving into your first apartment can be a rite of passage. Pamela Cotton, Vice President of Member Services at Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, is here to talk to us about budgeting appropriately to strike out on your own. It's an exciting topic. Pam, let's start with important steps to take to figure out how much apartment you can afford.
Definitely, Rosie. So whenever we talk about finances, the most important thing we want to talk about is creating a budget. So track your monthly expenses, look at what your income is, what are you spending money on for that month, and categorize your expenses. You want to use the 50-30-20 budgeting rule. 50% is for your necessities, so your rent, your housing, food, things like that. 30% of that, you want it to go to the things that you kind of want. Eating out, your entertainment, like going to the movies, things like that. And then 20% are set for goals. What are you saving for? Retirement, a wedding, a vacation, things like that. And that's how you want to budget that money. And Austin Telco has a great financial tool in our new digital banking that allows you to keep up with that.
Like it, makes it easy. Okay, what should we consider with upfront costs to move in and then ongoing expenses once we're in that apartment?
Yeah, so again, when talking about budgeting, be realistic in what you can afford. So no more than 35% of your gross monthly income, which is income before taxes and deductions. Make sure it's less than that for your rent. And then ask about extra fees. Are they adding on utilities, trash and things like that included with the rent? And then upfront costs. What are the deposits for security deposit or pet deposit, things like that.
Gotcha. Okay. And then once we're in that apartment, let's say, practical tips for keeping costs down because we want the budget to still make sense.
Yes, and it's not as attractive, but you want to cook at home. You can save a ton of money because eating out for lunch, one person could spend over $20 easily, and that can add up. So cook at home and then pack a lunch. You're going to save a ton of money just by doing that. And then explore secondhand stores. There's great furniture that's out there, and talk about sustainability. You're saving the earth by not buying new stuff, recycling, things like that. And then save energy, reduce your bills, keep the thermostat at a certain level. Maybe don't get the biggest cable package, get maybe just a few channels, things like that. And then if you're a friendly person and you get along with people well, consider getting a roommate because that's going to cut your cost in half just right there.
Pam, we always appreciate you visiting the studio and giving us your expert tips. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Rosie.
To learn more about all the services Austin Telco Federal Credit Union has to offer, visit atfcu.org. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union.